You are listening to an original message from the reader currently known as Jason Ashanti McDaniel of Madam Jason's Tarot. Okay, so a lot of people, after they come out of their dark night of the soul, they start getting very clairsentient or very hyper alert to synchronicities. And one of the things that people are very obsessed with in the spiritual community is angel numbers, especially if you are into like star seeds and you know about Arcturian star seeds and Pleiadian star seeds. Those star seeds are very like obsessed with numerology and angel numbers. So let me start off by telling you my relationship with angel numbers. I guess my first relationship with numerology came from me being raised Black Baptist. My grandfather on my mom's side used to be a pastor. And so I know that there's actually a book of numbers in the Bible. There are a lot of numbers that show up repetitively in a lot of biblical stories. The storytelling does include numbers. 12 tribes of Israel in the desert for so many years, the 50th years, the Jubilee. I think there's one holy day where you have to count 50 or 40 days. And every time you count 50 days, and then that's when the next holy day happens. 12 disciples. I think maybe 66 books in the Bible or something like that. So there's numbers all over the Bible. 3 days and 3 nights is when Jesus resurrected himself. But that's my first relationship with angel numbers. And then when I was going to California College of Barbering and Cosmetology, Cal CBC, I talk about them a lot in my videos. That's when I went through my dark night of the soul. The first time I really saw angel numbers in an esoteric sense was one of the girls who was like a friend turned enemy. She had a 555 tattoo on her arm. Now, for those of you who are new to my channel, you weren't here before I reset it, and I had a video that talked about how I became spiritual. And basically, I had a friend of me who was older than me, and I had just came out. I had just gotten ostracized from my church because I was raised Black Baptist, but then I converted to Judeo-Christianism when I was 12. And then I went through a stage after I came out where I was a deist, which is a person who believes in God but doesn't believe that God is fair. And then after that, I was just kind of deist and agnostic. And I've always been a person of faith, even during my deist and agnostic period. But one of the first people that talked to me at Cal CBC was an older girl who did tarot. And that's when I really started to become interested in the esoteric, because we kind of had conversations. She used to take me to night markets. She kind of taught me a little bit, but a lot of what I learned was by myself too. So even though I did a cord cutting on her because she was a friend turned enemy, I still credit her to, kind of being the vessel that my spirit guides use to get me into this. And really, more than anyone, I should be thanking my spirit guides, but she was kind of like a vessel that they used in order for me to learn karmic lessons. But anyway, when I was friends with her, that's when I went through my spiritual awakening. That's when I started seeing angel numbers all the time. I would wake up a certain time to get ready for school, and literally every time I went to school, it was 8:33, and then I bought an angel numbers book from Five Below, and I learned that repetitive angel numbers are not the only kind of angel numbers. But that's when I started to get into angel numbers, and then I just educated myself more on tarot, learning a lot by watching other readers and things like that, following people who do numerology. And really, I kind of get spammed by like maybe 10 different angel numbers a day now, and I absolutely love it. I will never get tired of seeing angel numbers all the time, because the big deal about angel numbers is people pray to God all the time. I'm seeing 444 on the timer. But what they don't understand is God speaks back to you. And sometimes it might be through animal spirits, like if you've been seeing a certain animal all over the place or all the time, you need to look up the meaning of that animal because there's a lesson in that. For example, I've been seeing a lot of squirrels, especially because I do my readings outside and I'm working on my finances right now. Squirrels can represent like Four of Pentacles energy, or just slowly saving, Seven of Pentacles energy, hoarding things from yourself. But angel numbers are also a good way for you to, talk back to God and see what messages he's trying to, or the universe is trying to send you. Okay, so now I'm just going to talk about like certain occurrences of when I see angel numbers and what those angel numbers mean to me. And you'll find whether how far you are in your spiritual journey, the angel numbers that you see are always going to be something that is relevant to whatever you're thinking or doing at that time. Okay, so 411 is one of my favorite angel numbers, and I see it all the time. I always see 411 whenever I'm talking to someone and they're about to give me some information about something, whenever I'm applying for a job, whenever I'm watching book recommendation videos, or just whenever I get a crown chakra download. People always say, give me the 411, so that's why I've sort of, even before that started to come into fruition with me, that's what I associated angel number 411 with. Crown chakra downloads. And once I made that connection, now like literally like clockwork, whenever I see 411, I know I'm about to get an idea or some sort of hint, some sort of helpful information, Ace of Swords energy that's going to help me understand something on the spiritual level that I'm at right now. I also see 911 a lot. 911 is what people call when they need an ambulance or when it's an emergency. So whenever I get discouraged and I ask my spirit guides, like, I want more subscribers, I want more money, I want my special person to come in, I always happen to see 911 during those times, or even when I'm doing a lot of tasks and I need help. Like, let's say I'm caretaking for my grandmother, and at 911, the nurse will come. She'll be knocking on the door, or my brother will come from his room and he'll help me with the task. So I always see, and here's the thing, sometimes you see angel numbers before you get the help. The same thing with 1111. 1111 is the make-a-wish number, but sometimes when I see 1111, that lets me know that I am getting a wish granted. Same thing with angel number 88, because that represents awards. And I see 88 and 77 all of the time, whether it's on the weather app. Sometimes my grandma's blood sugar will come out 88, 77, 222, 111. And then there's also whenever I feel like I doubt my power as a divine feminine, or I feel like my life isn't really going the way how I want to see it, guess what happens every time I think that while I'm in my house? My mom and my grandma love to blast their TV. So my grandma will be blasting her TV and it'll be a commercial, a law firm company or whatever. It'll be 222 2222. 222 is alignment, 2222 is divine feminine power. So if you guys have ever bought any waist beads from me, you know that 2222 is the price that I put on my waist beads, which I will eventually resell again. So that's helpful whenever I hear that. And because there's so many twos in that sequence, it really like helps me get a boost of confidence. And these little angel number synchronicities could really make or break whether you're having a good day or a bad day. So that's why I love angel numbers. I was flipping through that Mystic Michaela book and I figured out that my favorite angel number is 515. 515 has 2 5s and 1 1. And 515 represents, that person who you want to be. You're basically already that person, or you've been that person. And that really stuck out to me when I began my spiritual journey. because I did do my Akashic records, and I'll probably do a video on what your Akashic records say about you. But all the things that are in my Akashic records are things that resonate with me now. And my biggest goal is to be like kind of a trad wife, but an untraditional trad wife, or like a very famous influencer. And it's like sometimes I'll watch people who have more followers or more posts or whatever than me, and I look up to them so much. But one thing I've always had to learn during my spiritual journey is like, you are just like these people. Angel number 515 means that person that you admire, that is who you are deep down inside. So that's why angel number 515 is my favorite. Whenever I feel like a family member will come to my house and I don't like their energy, or I feel like I hear gunshots or something like that, I always see angel number 444. So that lets me know that I'm protected. Sometimes I'll even be watching other tarot reader videos, and I'll see 444 on the timer, or somewhere it'll come out in a card or something. I don't really get afraid when I hear readings that say that people are doing magic on me, because it really doesn't faze me. Like, I'm a spiritual warrior. One of the things in my Akashic records was like African warrior queen, so I'm really not tripping off of what anybody will say or do to me. But I always see 444, and that will let me know that I'm already being protected. Recently I've been very like intrigued with angels, both like the good and the fallen angels, and the angels like Azrael, which people are on the fence about. Like, I want to learn more about angels, but I also feel like there's guardian angels, but certain angels like to be around people. So whenever I see 444, I kind of literally take it as like, and there's an angel or spirit guide that's like around your aura, like right now. When I've had some of the hardest situations to deal with when it comes to my career, and I've shared this with you guys. I've always had the hardest lessons to learn when it comes to teamwork, working with other people. I do have a Saturn in Aries and a North Node in Libra, which means that my South Node is in Aries. So it's just been like really hard for me to work on my career. But when I decided to pursue phlebotomy and I went to Cal Regional, I knew that it was part of my destiny, because the suite number inside of the building where we did our labs, it said suite 111. And 111 is about manifestation or new beginnings. So it's like you'll see angel numbers all over the place on billboards, your total of the food that you order on your receipt. Even when you go to McDonald's, like the table number that I usually sit at always ends up being 111 or 123, and I don't even plan it to be that way. But just pay attention to the numbers all around you and what those numbers mean. If you really want to get like deep into it, you can learn more about numerology and even start breaking numbers down. And there's a lot of numerology in tarot as well. All the 4 cards represent stability, even the Emperor, which is major arcana number 4. So numerology and angel numbers are very important. And I guess that's all that I have to say. This isn't meant to be like a very super in-depth video, but it's just like a short video where I want to share my knowledge. I'm not really a guru or like a person who's been at this for years, but I do know most than people that I'm around. So I just want to share my information on why your readings aren't coming into fruition, and a little bit of tips on how you can make those come into fruition, or why you can understand why that happens. And then the angel number video about why seeing angel numbers is important. I'm gonna go ahead and try to film your 15-minute energy check that I was supposed to post earlier this week, and edit these videos and post them. So if you like this video, please like, comment, share, and subscribe. You can also comment things about spirituality that you've been having a hard time understanding, or things that you want to learn more about. And if it's something that I know things about, then I'll do a quick video on it. I will see you guys in the next one.